because I have you, dude. You're like my brother.
Wait, you're the only friend I have.
You really want a robot for a friend?
Dude, you're my best friend. I don't want you to die until I do.
Friendships are some of the most important relationships we can have in our lives. They're like a safety net, offering support and a sense of community that makes life just a little bit easier to navigate. Looking back on my own friendships, I realize how crucial they are. The people who stick by us through thick and thin really shape our lives in ways we almost never expect. My circle may be small, but I've been lucky to know my friend Jack for around 15 years now. And what's even crazier is that we're even roommates now. All of this has made me think back on all the shows that taught me what real friends look like. Not only were they entertaining, but they also dropped some serious truths about the bonds we form with other people. One of my favorite examples is Mordecai and Rigby from Regular Show. Their relationship is a prime example of how two people can grow closer just by going through the same situations and putting up with the same stuff. It's certain circumstances that allow us to relate to each other, because you carry those shared memories of hardship with you. Whether they're dealing with annoying bosses or navigating relationship drama, they always have each other's backs, no matter what, because their friendship comes before anything else. As someone with no siblings, I relate to them a lot because their friendship echoes a lot of the things that I feel. Even though they're not related by blood, all of their shared experiences make Mordecai feel more like a brother to Rigby than his actual brother does.
Don't tell me what to do! You don't know what it's like to have a brother, so you don't know!
You're right, I don't have a brother. But I kinda know what it's like. Because I have you, dude. You're like my brother.
Really?
Yeah, you're to me like Don is to you. I think you're kinda awkward to look at, and you embarrass me all the time, and I wish I could trade you in for someone else. But I don't. Because you're like my brother. With brothers you always gotta make do. And I think you should make do too.
Throughout Regular Show, we see Mordecai and Rigby as flawed people who've messed up plenty of times. Like that time Rigby ruined Mordecai's chances at college.
Sorry, Mordecai.
Dude, I didn't get in. What the?
Or when Mordecai literally killed Rigby at one point, even though that's a bit of an extreme.
I'll kill you! Rigby!
They've treated each other badly at times, but that's what makes their friendship so relatable. After knowing someone for so long, it's normal to hit a few bumps along the way, even though one of them dying is a pretty big bump. The fact that they remain best friends despite everything, like during the final episode when the universe nearly ends, is just a testament to how strong their bond is. Even as they get older, they still hold on to those memories from their younger days at the park, proving that friendship can withstand the test of time.
I'm only interrupting to ask you to subscribe, even though I know it's annoying, but if you'd like to contribute to the growth of this channel by subscribing and even leaving a like, that'd be great. I do appreciate you watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.
While it seems like Mordecai and Rigby were always meant to be friends, sometimes you meet people way later in life when you'd never expect to. Take Fry and Bender from Futurama. These two couldn't be more different. Fry's a guy who woke up 1,000 years into the future, while Bender's just an alcoholic robot. You'd think that they never mesh, but they do. Their friendship shows that people from completely different backgrounds can come together regardless of their past. As we get older, making new friends can get trickier. Everyone's busy with work, family, school, and left with not a lot of time to socialize. It can be a bit isolating. And while feeling lonely isn't fun, sometimes it just takes a little bit of effort to find good connections.
Wait, you're the only friend I have.
You really want a robot for a friend?
Yeah, ever since I was 6.
Both Fry and Bender start out as loners, each with their own set of struggles. But it's that shared loneliness that brings them together, leading them to find even more people who are in similar situations. So, if you ever feel like making new friends is tough, remember that those connections can come when you least expect them. Whether it's through a hobby, a class, or even just chatting with someone on the bus, you might be surprised by who you click with. The best advice I can give you is to simply keep an open mind when meeting new people, and don't be too quick to judge someone. Try giving them a chance. While it's important to acknowledge the connections that lift us up, we must also face the reality that not all friendships are beneficial. Some people invigorate us and enhance our lives, while others can pull us down and hinder our progress. We have characters like Bojack and Todd, as well as Rick and Morty, one of which actually illustrates how family dynamics can sometimes become detrimental to us. Starting with Bojack, he exemplifies how easily people can be taken advantage of. Known for being a massive narcissist, his relationship with Todd highlights this even further. Bojack goes as far as to sleep with Todd's friend.
After everything I've done for you?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I don't know. Letting you live here for free for 6 years?
That's not because you're my friend. That's because you felt bad about Emily.
And even leaves him in prison at one point.
Well, stick with me. You're gonna be just fine.
He displays a complete disregard for the feelings of those around him. Over time, we often start to perceive toxic behavior as mere quirks, but we need to recognize when these quirks cross the line into truly harmful territory. While Todd ultimately does make amends with Bojack at the end of the show, he does experience a moment of realization that Bojack is just not good for him. In contrast to Bojack's more obvious shortcomings, Rick and Morty presents a friendship that is more subtly harmful. Rick frequently undermines Morty, yet Morty forgives him because, in addition to being his friend, Rick is also his family.
Man, that is not a healthy relationship.
Unlike Bojack, who is almost completely self-centered, Rick does seem to care for his grandson, at least to some extent.
I have a new catchphrase.
Oh yeah? What's that, Rick?
I love my grandkids.
Oh.
However, this affection doesn't seem to prevent him from treating Morty extremely poorly most of the time. In many family dynamics, we tend to give family members more leeway due to the expectation that family should always be there to support each other, no matter what. Although this mindset is often justified, it can lead to situations where people suffer mistreatment simply because their relatives believe they can behave however they want simply just for being family.
Hey, by the way, I'm gonna flush your retainer down the toilet.
While it can be incredibly challenging, distancing yourself from toxic family members can be a wise choice. If you find yourself in a situation similar to that, a good first step is to confide in the family members that you do trust about your difficulties with a certain individual. This, hopefully, will be the first step in creating a healthier environment for you. Toxic friendships marked by negativity, manipulation, or imbalance can have a serious impact on our mental and emotional well-being. It's essential to recognize the signs of unhealthy relationships to prioritize our self-care. Knowing to distinguish between friendships that enrich our lives and those that drain us allows us to cultivate a supportive circle that truly contributes to our happiness and health. As to not end this video on a depressing note, the last duo I'd like to talk about is that of Stan and Kyle from South Park. In what is supposed to be a pretty obvious stand-in for Matt and Trey, both of them are more or less the moral compasses of the show. Even though they're young, their friendship is sort of the culmination of everything I've been talking about throughout this video. Even through all of the insane scenarios they go through in South Park, they always seem to have each other's back. It's genuinely heartwarming to see how much they really care about each other even through all the chaos.
Hey, thanks for going through all that to save my life, Stan. Dude, you're my best friend. I don't want you to die until I do.
This bond is really emphasized when we compare them to their friend, Cartman.
Can we be best friends again? I hate having Cartman as a best friend. Me too. He sucks.
Who fits much better in the same category as Bojack or Rick. And honestly, that could be an insult to those two, because if you've seen South Park, then you'd know that Cartman is on another level of evil.
Do you like it, Scott? I call it Mr. and Mrs. Tenorman chili.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Cartman's selfishness often serves as a foil to Stan and Kyle's loyalty and compassion, highlighting the different shades of friendship that can exist in our lives.
Don't you think it's a little strange that Cartman keeps asking you to stay over?
Cal?
What do you mean? I mean that
What he means is that he's jealous that you've taken his place as my new best friend. But grow up, Cal. Change is a part of life.
Yeah, grow up, Kyle.
While Stan and Kyle represent that nostalgic idea of unwavering friendship we held onto as kids,
Stan and Kyle have always been really close, and I know their friendship has meant so much.
I've already touched on what healthy and toxic friendships look like, so let's delve into the current state of their friendship. As of this video, the most recent season of South Park that has been released is season 26. In this season, we see Stan and Kyle become more distant, with Kyle forming a closer bond with Tolkien.
Tolkien are making another TikTok video and my stupid phone died.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thanks, dude. Tolkien, I got one, dude.
Well, I'm gonna head back to class, guys.
While some people might view this shift negatively, I see this as a poignant reflection of what growing up looks like. Their evolving dynamic can evoke feelings of loss, but can also serve as a reminder of the significance of personal growth. Kyle and Tolkien share similar personalities, particularly their outspoken nature concerning social issues. This makes it less about Kyle ditching Stan, and more about him exploring different avenues of friendship that resonate with his current interests. Over time, even some of your closest friends might start to drift away from you. This can be really daunting, but it's important to remember that change is inherent in the journey of life. When friendships become more distant, it's not always a reflection of your actions or worth. Often, it's a result of circumstances beyond your control, such as shifting priorities or the development of new interests. As you go through different phases in your life, friendships come and go, and that's okay. In fact, this is where the beauty of connection lies. People enter our lives for a reason, often guiding us through particular stages or challenges, even if their time with us is brief. It can be sad to see those connections fade, but it also opens up the opportunity to meet new people who can help us grow in different ways. Ultimately, while the changing nature of Stan and Kyle's friendship might evoke some nostalgia, it's also a reminder to embrace the fluidity of relationships. This ebb and flow of friendships reflects our own journeys, evolving as we do. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Friendship is something that I've always really valued, and I can't help but think that if it weren't for all of the shows that I grew up watching, I would have had a much harder time navigating my social life. Each characterization and storyline offers a lens through which we can reflect our own friendships and experiences. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.